Hi everyone, welcome to Tesena Fest. I'm so delighted to be here also with you. My name is Patricio Malundo and today I will be your host. I will be your guide through the day and I will also tell you the important things which is necessary for the day to be successful. So, welcome. Before we start, I would like to mention and thank our partners, which are Raiffeisen Bank, VP.io, Czech and Slovak Quality Board, and a company called Sky. So thank you very much for being here with us today. For the beginning, some of the quick and fast organizational notes. Maybe you know that you received an organizational badge. So inside the badge you will find a bingo card. So if you open it, there is a bingo card, and if you manage to find 5 people in a row, you will be rewarded with a small gift. So if you open it, there is a small bingo card, and you can play a quick game. Also, there is a program. So what is on a schedule today? So you can find it here. Also on the first page, some of you who provided us the LinkedIn code, so there is a QR code for your LinkedIn, so this will be very good for your networking part, so feel free to provide your code to anyone else. And also on the last page of the badge, there is a feedback QR code, so we really need your feedback to have even better Tesena Fest the next year. So please, if you can provide us the feedback, which is on the QR code on the last page, we will be very, very happy. We will have approximately 15 minutes breaks, so that is for your refreshment and also use it for your networking. And for now, I think everything was settled, and I would like to give the word to head of the Tesena company, Mr. Phil Royston. Thank you.
They made me hide backstage. It was awful back there. It was horrible. So, hello. I'm glad for the second year I have the honor of giving the opening words, even though this time Marcel didn't mess up his holiday plans. So, I still managed to keep the microphone. Last year, I wasn't sure how long Tesena Fest had been running for, so I did a poll. I need to find a clicker, I've realized. I did a poll, and somebody was convinced that they'd been to 7 Tesena Fests. So I did the maths. It was pretty hard maths. I didn't use a calculator. I didn't use Excel. I didn't ask an AI. And I worked out that we've been doing Tesena Fest for 9 years, which is quite amazing. Now, it doesn't mean we've only done 9 Tesena Fests because of complicated reasons around Marcel's ego and a pandemic. I think we did about 20 in the end because we went online and did it multiple weeks and so forth. So this is the 9th one. Hopefully we'll be here next year again. Now I'd like to ask, who's been to Tesena Fest before? If you could put your hands up. Welcome back. Thank you for coming again. And who's here for the first time? All right, okay. And welcome. And who's not sure if they've been here before? Or are they here for the first time? Yes, okay, thank you. Welcome to old age. Do your knees also hurt when the weather's wet? Oh, because mine are like quite painful today. Okay, like all old people, I'm catching up the whole time, and hashtags have been mainstream for at least 10 years, but I've realized they exist like 6 months ago. And like all old people, I'm going to the extremes to try and catch up. So I tried to think of some hashtags to try and summarize Tesena Fest. Now, first of all, if you're going to be so nice as to post something about your experiences today on social media, we'd appreciate if you use the hashtag Tesena Fest 2025 or TF 2025. We'd really appreciate that. And I have some hashtags I'd like to go through to try and summarize some of the feelings and emotions around Tesena Fest. Now, Tesena Fest is a gathering. Gatherings are very important for humans. We're a hypersocial species. in our teams, groups, tribes, we feel safer, we feel stronger. Together, we do amazing things we couldn't possibly manage on our own. And in these gatherings, we also celebrate shared goals, shared values. This is why we go to football matches and we go to church. And this is why we go to conferences like Tesena Fest. We're a gathering of like-minded people with shared values and goals. And today we celebrate, I think, being a special tribe, because we are a special tribe. We are software testers, and we are special people. And today let's celebrate that feeling that we're here together and we're sharing this experience together. Now, the reason why we can gather here like this is because of your participation. I think we'd do Tesena Fest even if nobody came, but it's nice that you're here. And Tesena Fest started in 2017. It was like an overgrown startup, but by 2019 it was quite a thing. I think we were on Pancrats, we had a conference center, we maybe had 100, 120 people. Then came the pandemic and lockdown, but we kept going and you kept participating. And then now in 2025, it is quite a big thing. Last year we had a capacity, I think, of 160. And up to the last moment, we weren't sure if we were going to sell all the tickets, but we did very last moment. And this year we said, okay, let's do it a little bit bigger. 220 should be enough. And it wasn't enough. We actually sold out, really, we sold out the conference 6 weeks before the date. And maybe that's another reason why to post on social media, because you can hashtag Tesena Fest 2025 and say, ha ha, I'm here and you're not, to all the people who couldn't buy a ticket. And maybe you could use the hashtag procrastination or something like that. So thank you very much for coming and supporting this event. Without you, we wouldn't be here and we wouldn't be able to do it. Experience shared is my next rather complicated hashtag. We have 5 speakers here today. We have Marianne, we have Andre, Sami, Andrea, and Lena. And we have a panel discussion just after lunch with Uri, Rick, David, hopefully he shows up, and Daniel. Now I'm really happy I got through that because I was practicing those names all night. And they'll be here today. And shared experience, Tesena Fest is so far quite unique. We only have 1 track. If you go to a lot of other testing conferences, they're kind of like try and cover the risk that if we only have 1 track, maybe some of the speakers are not great and people will be disappointed. So they have multiple tracks. So if you go to something like Eurostar, you'll have 5 tracks, 4 days. You'll have a chance to see 60 or 70 speakers. But I've been to those conferences and I wouldn't say the quality is any better. Here we are together in one room, listening to the same speakers and the same panel discussion. We'll be outside in the room next door having refreshments together, and we'll share the day together. We'll see all the same speakers, we'll listen to all the same talks, we'll all have something to talk about together. So it's a shared experience. Now I'd like to ask, who has more than 10 years of experience in software testing? Ooh, okay. Who has more than 5 years of experience in software testing? Ooh. Who has more than 1 year? Oh, 1 to 5 years. Oh, so many. And who has no experience in software testing? Welcome to your first day in software testing. Now, I have here an AI. Whoa. Yeah. And it was monitoring now how many hands went up to those questions. And I'm asking it to now calculate how many years of experience, software testing experience, were in this room. Apparently 1 million years of software testing experience. So that's ChatGPT. It can't do maths the same as me. So the shared experience is there is not just our speakers and our panel discussion, but there's everybody around you. You've got people with 10 plus years of experience, 5 plus years, people who are starting. Everybody's got different experiences to share. So it's very, very important, I think, that we're here today together and we all share those experiences. And connection. A lot of you know each other. I think a lot of you meet each other at these conferences and they become connections then in your career, maybe in your personal life. Yeah. So it's always good. I think Tesena Fest is a great place where we meet, we reconnect and connect together. And finally, catalyst. Now, I hope today you'll hear something and you'll immediately go, oh my God, we need to do that right away. I also hope you hear something where you go, okay, we're not ready for that, but that sounds like a good place to go. Maybe we could do that in the future. I also hope you hear something where you absolutely don't understand what you're hearing. Now, this happened to me quite a few times on conferences and talking to people. I had no idea what the person was talking about. And several years later, I was sitting somewhere and I went, oh my God, now I get what that guy was talking about. Yeah? I hope that happens to you. And I most of all hope that today you hear something you don't agree with. Do you say, no, that's wrong? You can't do that. That's not the right way. Because those are things that challenge you and make you think. Yeah? And often, this friction of these different points of view, these different ideas, this friction creates some energy. And it's an energy of creativity. And you might not take on that idea, but it might give you a different idea. Or it may be something that later on you'll change your mind about. So I really hope you find something today you don't agree with. I remember a few years ago, a long time ago, I was on a conference, and I was Mr. Test Manager in those days, yeah? My job was to make sure no defects got to production. And there was a guy on stage, and he was talking about testing in production. And I was almost standing up and wanting to shout at him, so no, you can't test in production. My job is to make sure that no defects get to production. And these days, I'm kind of like, oh, okay, could we do a pilot to friends and family in production, to test it in production? Because there's no better place to test anything than in production, with real users in the end. Yeah? We can only simulate to some extent. So that's my experience. That's the catalyst. Now, for all this to happen, we need to have some networking. So we're all IT people. We're all completely introverted. We don't like talking to anyone else. And I'm going to stand in the corner, and I don't want to speak to anyone. So I'm going to give you some tips. Yeah? So to establish a networking connection, you need to first identify the other party. And you have it here. Now, the innovation this year is it's written big so I can read it, because normally I can't read this thing. So, read the tag. It's your weapon. And then do a little bit of discovery. Hello, my name is Phil. What's your name? Oh, my name is Andrea. Okay, nice to meet you. And then you establish a protocol. And I would suggest that we use TCANI protocol, yeah? Not VCANI protocol. Yeah? For non-Czech speakers, I can't explain. It's a weird Czech thing. Yeah? I'm here 30-odd years and I still don't get it. And I can't do the VCANI still. Okay. And then once you've established the protocol, you can start the data exchange. So I would like you to welcome you once again to Tesena Fest 2025. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you around in the networking sessions. Thank you very much.